Hello, everybody, and welcome to the August 22nd, 2018 edition of the Ephrom Josine Show. I am your host, Ephrom Josine. Now, I don't know if you have heard, but there is currently a new, most important thing in America going on right now. No, it's not the fact that a Donald Trump lawyer was just convicted of corruption and another one pled guilty. That's not important. Actually, that is important, but that's only going to be played once, like everything important. And instead, we're going to talk about the most trivial things possible. You know, I mean, how many news outlets covered the U.S. government directly admitting that we're going to be in Iraq indefinitely, which basically makes us an empire? And by the way, I thought we were supposed to have been out there by like '04. It's 2018. We're still in there. Now, mind you, the news of a Donald Trump lawyer directly admitting to being corrupt and another told by a court he's corrupt, that's important to, that's trivial enough to at least play once, but we're talking about the absolute nothing. Because the right-wing media currently has a new hero. And that is this woman, her name is Molly Tibbetts, I think it's how it's pronounced. I'm just going to let Dylan explain who she is. Molly Tibbetts is permanently separated from her family because the federal government failed to enforce the law of the land. But okay, I mean, murder's already illegal. Let's read more of what Dylan has to say. It's time to build the wall. But remember, he's against wasteful spending and sanctuary cities. But remember, he's for states' rights. And start following the damn laws so we don't have another needless tragedy like this. Don't Americans kill the most people in America? Just saying. I'm not even for illegal immigration. I'm a critic of illegal immigration. I made that very clear. But this is just nonsense. Here's more from Dylan. Elizabeth Warren ignored a question about Molly Tibbetts today and deflected to border propaganda instead. Someone explained to me how being temporarily separated from your children for safety reasons compares to being unfairly separated from your children for the rest of your life. I thought she was killed. How could you be separated for your life at that point? But okay. Yeah, this is the story that they're talking about, by the way, because they don't want to talk about a Trump lawyer actually being convicted. You know, aka the actual important news. It's the exact same thing they did when Bush was president. Remember that, what was her name, Terry Schlavago case, I think is what her name was? That case got the most publicity the same week George W. Bush admitted there were no WMDs in Iraq, and he'd been wrong the entire time. Guess which one only got played once, and which one was a federal issue? This is the Zhivago thing. The Trump lawyer is the WMDs. That's how these people work. And really, most of these are just the same points. It's like Dylan is filling up space. Like all these people are just trying to not say anything. Let's see what else they have to say. Notice how the media quickly stopped covering or caring about Molly Tibbetts as soon as it came out that she was killed by an illegal alien. One, that's just a lie. Two, it's like murder cases are very common or something, and are really only found on local news. What do these people honestly want? Just all federal networks back to back playing an illegal immigrant killed someone somewhere. If we put all murder cases on federal news, there'd never be any time for anything else. I'm sorry. Here's more Charlie Kirk insanity, by the way. This is actually how I first found out about this story. And I love this tweet for all the wrong reason. Molly Tippett's family should sue the ACLU by preventing ICE from doing their job. I think he means to find illegal aliens like Christina Rivera. Rivera? That's the person who killed Molly Tippett. It took me a few days of news searching to actually find that, by the way, because they're kind of scared to say that. Oh, and by the way, for the record, I want to point out, Charlie, didn't you say after the Texas shooting we shouldn't say the names of killers? I wonder what separates a white Texan from a Mexican. Really, I can't for the life of me figure it out, Charlie. And he actually mentioned here his name less in newer tweets to his credit, but still, it just kind of bothers me. But then, of course, there was the hottest take about it, of course given us by Courtney Krishoff, because why wouldn't it be given to us by Krishoff? Watch. MSNBC guest dismisses Molly Tibbetts as, quote, some girl in Iowa. That statement is entirely correct. She was a girl in Iowa. And they're actually doing what you said you wanted them to do by not giving the identities of any of these people. I thought that's what you wanted. But okay. I'm being unfair. A few people did talk about what happened with Paul Manafort. And by that I mean just Charlie Kirk. Here is what he had to say about it. Why is Manafort going to prison for tax fraud, but Hillary isn't going to prison for selling 20% of our precious uranium to Russia for cash? What else would she sell it for? Seashells? But here's the difference, Charlie. First off, that's a complete lie. What actually happened was someone in, I think, Montana sold uranium to the Russians, and the State Department that was ran by Hillary Clinton didn't block it. Which I thought you were against regulations, but okay. But second off, that's just the argument of a 5-year-old. Well, he was allowed to be a corrupt piece of human garbage, so why am I not? Now, here's my personal favorite, though, from Kirk. Why is Manafort facing 80 years in prison for tax fraud, but Al Sharpton, of all people, Al Sharpton, who owes millions in taxes, has never been convicted, arrested, or tried for tax evasion? Citation needed. Just to everything. That's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.